Welcome to a new episode of the Leftover Podcast. We got Lambo and I'm Ray. Welcome.
Lacking a little bit of energy, bro.
I'm lacking a little bit.
Just a little bit of energy.
But I was looking at something. That's why.
I let you slide. I know it's been a long week. We a day off today.
Yeah.
There you go. Are you gonna take a sip before I'm ready, bro?
Oh, that was my pregame.
Okay.
Sip.
So we're gonna do it official. Drink responsibly. That's just. What you got for us today? Because I'm a little. I feel weird doing it on a Thursday instead of a Wednesday, but we're gonna make it happen.
Okay, so what I got is I want to talk about the whole heard about the IG and Facebook.
About the blue
You
chat?
saw that? No. About them not paying people who do videos anymore.
I just saw that maybe like 20 minutes ago.
So I want to know. I want to know what they're going to do next.
Cause hell, trying to figure out what we're gonna do. Not that we doing a whole lot of reels or nothing like that, but I feel like either it's gonna end up being a new social media platform coming out, or people just gonna flock to YouTube. But we're not gonna be able to escape Instagram. Instagram is a quick, easy way to reach your followers.
You think so?
Yeah. It's too easy to just pull up your phone and swipe, get your content, your podcast, everything. Everything is connected to Instagram at this point. More so than Facebook. It's Facebook and Twitter are secondary to Instagram at this point.
No, well, I'm doing the aspect of what they gonna do now, like as what the women gonna do, because they making a lot of money off that.
Well, I mean,
like the IG models,
they don't make it off of reels. They all that how that works is all they do is
do promotions.
Yeah, it's basically just promotions through IG. So that I don't think that affects nobody's doing OnlyFans at all, or Cam Soda, all that shit. That don't affect them at all. I mean, it probably does a little bit, but I doubt very many of them are doing reels and stuff like that for social media, except the ones like trying to be funny and shit like that. You know what I mean? But outside of that,
right,
their money is not affected.
So that means it's gonna be less influencers.
I don't think so. More people know Instagram than anything else.
So they just gonna stay on Instagram without getting paid.
I think what'll happen is your content is you're gonna have your main place where you do your content, and you'll funnel it to Instagram, and you'll funnel everything from like Instagram back to your main source. So like you'll have your videos on Instagram, and it'll say go to my YouTube or my TikTok where I'm actually making money from more videos.
You think they're gonna say extra making money?
It's not gonna say that, but that's basically what they're doing. Is they want you to go to somewhere else.
I don't know if they're gonna have a lot of people that gonna do it, because they have people like me. I ain't gonna do it.
I mean, then you're just not gonna be on social media at all. There's nothing you're gonna see. Because if Instagram stops, Facebook stops, the only place monetizing for influencers is going to be YouTube and podcast plays, but I don't really count that. But TikTok doesn't monetize. Twitter doesn't mind.
But you know, they also said that they're trying to ban TikTok.
I think they should.
Yeah.
That's
Why is that?
I think TikTok is kind of added to a problem, specifically in the United States, and I really just was sat and sitting and thinking about the other day, like, I was trying to help my girl's daughter spell, right, and she was so kind of scatterbrained, and it was like, and I watch her pull up TikTok. She know how to find everything she like on TikTok. You know what I mean, and do the TikTok dance and everything like that. But you ask her to spell a word, she gets scatterbrained and struggle. And I kind of feel like a lot of that has to do with the way social media has this condition. It even affects us adults as to a lesser extent, but kids definitely is why they having trouble concentrating in school. Like, think about it, everything on social media is read and swipe, read and swipe, read and swipe, read and swipe. So it conditions your brain to the point where you can't really concentrate on anything because you don't have to concentrate on anything. Like, and I even use you as examples. Like, you don't like sitting and watching something for too long. I feel like that might have its ties back into the way social media works. Is you look at a quick story or a quick video and you swipe. So for a child, that's even worse. That you never have an opportunity to sit and focus on anything more than a couple of minutes because everything is quick video swipe.
Like a book,
right? Like a book, you just have to sit and read it and concentrate it. But a child, because of social media the way it is right now, they're conditioned to not focus on anything, for everything to be constantly changing to keep their attention. A book is even if we're talking about a 30-page book, that's a lifetime for them. And they're just not able to concentrate that hard on it. Through that, I kind of feel like that's how, if allegedly China really is behind TikTok, that's how they're sabotaging us. Because I watched a video of kids in China learning how to build and clean guns, and our kids are learning TikTok dances and swiping left and right to the point where their brain can't focus on anything more than 5 minutes. We're actively giving them ADD.
Yeah. That is true. I just think that I do that agree that I think that he echoing bad. One of us got an echo.
I'm pretty sure it's on your end because all my stuff is in headphones. What's up?
Hello. So I just think that it's not all. I think the main part about them banning TikTok is that the kids will take more time listening to the video than actually studying their homework. They'll try to run through their homework without really studying, just so they could get back to their phone to watch it.
That's a large part of it. I'm gonna mute you while I'm talking, Ray. Hello. Because the echo is definitely coming from your side. Mute yourself on IG, just temporarily.
I got you.
Hello. Yeah, that's better. I think a lot of that comes from the like when we were kids, we didn't have IG, we didn't have like we had most we had was like Black Planet, MySpace, and there wasn't like a lot of content just being posted on that. It's like you go to people's page, you chat with your friends, you know what I mean. That was about it. But outside of that, it's like there wasn't a bombardment of content coming at us, and we're just quickly swipe. Like even dating apps are swipe. Everything on your phone is swipe right now. And I think I've included myself, that's kind of affected you to the point where anything where you have to concentrate on for more than a short period of time, it's hard to concentrate on because you have so many other things there. I can look at it and keep going, look at it, keep going, look at it, keep going. even when I'm reading articles on the internet, I'm skimming through headlines and blurbs and things like that. So yeah, it's like they want to just go back to their phone, but that's a large part of the problem. That's why I'm a big advocate of them banning TikTok. I don't think I'm to a point where I don't think kids need a phone at all. There's nothing on the internet right now that kids supporting the kids right now. Like you can say you can use it for educational purposes, but most of the time what kids are doing on the phone is not for education. There's apps and things like that, but that's not what they're doing. They're on YouTube and Twitch and Twitter, all this kind of stuff, and that kind of led to a lot of the problems that we didn't have when we were kids. Because we didn't have all that shit. We didn't even have cell phones at a certain point. You know, you want to talk to your
Right.
friend, you go outside, go knock on the door. Can such and such come out and play? Mom said no, then you go back home.
I seen that. I seen kids outside playing today.
You got I'm
And
inside.
I seen kids outside playing today, and it made me happy to see that kids still outside playing. No, mine still have all the bars. Yours don't have no bars. Okay, so I did. They don't play like we used to, but you got to think about social media with all of that too. That's a big bad thing that going on. They so focused on social media and on their phone that they not out here playing. So you really gotta go where I guess you could say the low income area and find the people where they don't have all that money, so the kids don't have no other choice but to go outside and play.
And honestly, I don't even think that's a as safe a bet as possible because even like and I get it to an extent, right? Even in that situation, because usually typically a parent at very least the parents are gonna have a phone. And most likely the parents have a phone at some point they're gonna let the kids play with the phone. And I get it to an extent. And I feel like where I've seen it has been a lot of times where like parents are working and things like that. And to get a moment to themselves, they'll let the kids play with the phones. You know what I'm saying? Entertain themselves for a while. Uh I think as adults we still have to kind of be mindful of how much we let what's on the internet, what's on social media, what's on TV influence our kids. Like I said again, some of these kids shows have a lot of adult content. Um, you know what I mean? Bugs Bunny wasn't like we had Pepe Le Pew that was trying to kiss the girl cat, but Bugs Bunny wasn't trying to have a relationship. You know what I mean? It was all comedy, and it was easier to not take it seriously because it was cartoons. But I was watching uh, I don't know what the name of the show is. It was some Nickelodeon show. Um, it was a spinoff of That's So Raven or something like that. And there's her son and his girlfriend talking about their relationship and buying each other gifts. And like they in high school. It's like my 6-year-old don't need to see all that.
Wow. I didn't even know that was going on. You know, I don't watch no shows like that.
I think that's another whole other issue. It's like I think as adults and their parents, a lot of times, especially as a generation of younger parents, it's we're more in the habit of here, take this and get out my face. You know what I mean? To get our breathing room from the kids and go about our business. And because of that, we miss a lot of the things that are influence kids right now. There's a
True.
level of lack of patience. You kind of just want to go do your own thing for a while, and a lot of that comes from our generation having kids at a younger age. So you've lived less of your life before you had kids, and you're still kind of, while you have kids, you're still kind of figuring yourself out and grow yourself and enjoy your own life.
Yeah, that is so true. But I was hoping that the generation would, try to stop that, or at least try to put a into it. But I'm not even sure that's gonna end.
Um, things will always have to get worse before they get better because of what it takes for things to change. Um, it would take a generation of parents with a level of patience, with a level of attention to detail, um, with amount of time. Having kids takes time. So like, and I completely understand. Like, you work 8-10 hours a day. It's hard for you to come home and want to throw the football around with your kids. And especially the expensive as rent and everything is right now. It's like, and you can't just ease up off working because you have to pay the bills. So you're in this situation where you need some help, and especially with more single parents out there today than ever, that's a higher chance that kids are being influenced and raised by stuff other than the parents.
Do you really think that is it just us in the US, or do you think this around the
I think it's
world
us in
kind
the
of thing
U.S.
problem?
It's very specific to us in the U.S. We have a lot of problems that they don't have in other countries. Um, Freedom of speech comes at a price. There are a lot of other countries that are not dealing with things that we're dealing with as a country because they're not allowed to say what they want to say. And when you can't say what you want to say, that means, yes, intelligent thoughts don't get heard, but ignorance don't get heard either.
That is
I
true.
mean, think about it. Like, even going back to talking about the coronavirus and all the rumors and the myths about the vaccination. When they came up with the flu shot, right? Social media wasn't as
Yeah.
big. Nobody questioned the flu shot. But the only reason is because some idiot who with access to social media and millions of people said something that opposes what the doctor said. Everybody's up in arms about what the vaccine really is. But if we take out social media and nobody was allowed to say anything other than what the doctor said, people would just take it. A person is intelligent, people are stupid, and a lot of people just believe what they hear and don't do no research.
Well, yeah, that's true, but that got to do with laziness.
Uh, Very true. But in the U.S., we're much lazier than a lot of other countries.
That is so true. So, not to just go ahead and switch the topic, but I just heard something or read something, and this person posted some. I wanted to say this for the ladies, so maybe I won't say this one. I'll say this one for the ladies.
All right.
But I did see another post, and they was like, women will stop. Oh no, women will say that they won't do wife duties as a girlfriend, but she said, but you will have sex and have a kid with the guy.
I just saw some similar posts, and I've seen women say this before about they rather be a mother than a wife. Like, and I don't understand that, and I guess that's perhaps because that I have a lot of traditional values. I thought being a wife was a precursor to being a mother. It- I
In
mean,
the old days.
uh, I kind of, and I'm sorry for it's. it's idiotic to me to want to be a mother before a wife. But I also think that has to do with is why I'm starting to become more and more an advocate of the laws being changed from being so sexist. Is women have a lot of support out here. It's easy to be a single mother.
Yeah, they could. Yeah, it's a lot of government assistance, child support, stuff like that. But I don't even think it have to do with the support. I really think that it have a lot to do with how you say this. I don't think they care.
I'm gonna dispute you on that, but go ahead.
So I don't think they care about being a wife. And a reason why I say that is some of the action they have. And yes, it is support, but at the same time, do you think they care about being a wife? Because a lot of women now don't say that they don't say they want to be a wife, but they always dream about having kids.
I think all that comes from the same place. Mute yourself real quick because I got a long spiel.
Go ahead.
I think wanting to be a wife and a mother all comes from the same place for a female. The problem is it's easier to lose sight of how hard it is to be a parent when there's so much assistance to it. Somebody said if we take away a lot of these government assistance programs, you see a lot of deadbeat moms instead of deadbeat dads. I think a lot they being a wife is hard work. It's not an easy thing. And just like being a parent is hard work. And like logically, you would think you would want help being a parent, but that's why it's easy to say I don't need no man because I got the government over here helping me. But but there's no help to being a wife. So I do think they care to an extent for the ones that want to. So some of them, there are women out here that just want kids because they get money for it. It's a hustle. I've met a few, had to cuss them the fuck out.
Wow. I mean, I think another part of it, I don't even think it, I mean, is that, but I think another part of it is that this is what they see. They don't see a lot of married couple that stand together and raising a kid. They see a lot of single mothers. So if that's what they brought up seeing, they think it's okay.
That's true too, but they brought up saying it work because there's so much assistance to it. Like if a lot of these
I don't know if it work.
if they see it work enough, put it that way.
Okay. Okay.
But if they was homeless and they can absolutely attribute if you take a girl that she grew up with just her mom and sorry, just her mom and a little sister, little brother, and they was literally homeless, and she knew for a fact that was because her dad wasn't around. She'd value her dad being a man being around a whole lot more. But now we're in a world of you can be a single mom, even if your mom was married. There's alimony, there's child support, there's welfare, there's Section 8. There's a lot of things that, especially specifically that we as men can't get as a single parent, mind you, to allow women to survive. I just saw a post about a woman. She had 15 children, and government is paying her, and she's talking about she needs more money. Like I absolutely believe if we cut out all of these benefits and these tax cuts and all this stuff for single mothers, a lot more women will have second thoughts before they let some man nut up and bring a baby into this world. Because a lot of times the guy don't have no choice in nothing. She get pregnant. She want a kid. She having that baby.
Well, don't it? What about the guy wear protection? I know protection don't always work, but a lot of guys don't even use protection.
That's true, and I'm not saying they're not out of line for that. If you don't want kids, I absolutely believe you. You need to be taking precautions against that. But the one that has the final say is still the female. Um, because just like she can stop and say you need to put on a rubber, just like he can. But it's their body, their choice. Remember, so when they get pregnant, they decide to have a baby. Like, ain't nothing really the guy can do. And firsthand experience, like I dated a girl one time. Like we had a whole conversation about it beforehand, and then when I believed that a child came up, she completely switched up on me. She was ready to have a baby. You know what I mean? So it's like, my fellas, you do got to be careful and absolutely mindful who you sticking your dick into. You have to be responsible with it. But women, you also have to be mindful who you letting stick your dick, letting fuck you. Like if that guy says he doesn't want to be a parent, is it really fair that you go and have a baby with against his will, and then put him on child support?
I mean, to be honest, if the guy wasn't wearing protection, it's definitely his fault.
But see, and I hit you with a counter argument, right? If he wanted to have kids and she go get an abortion, is that fair?
Okay,
You
say that
gotta.
again.
So yeah, he should wear protection if he doesn't want kids, right? But take a guy that he wanted kids, and the woman goes to get an abortion anyway. Is that fair? Because that's still the same situation of as the man had no right, no power and say.
I don't think that. I mean, it that do make sense, but I don't think it hold the same weight.
It doesn't because we're used to men not getting their way.
No, I'm not saying that. The man know how to carry the baby, and did that woman want it?
That's true, but he's not, usually if he wants the baby, he's not going to just abandon the mother. At the very least, he's going to be good to her during the pregnancy. And if
That's
she,
not true.
and if that's a concern, you shouldn't be. Neither one of y'all should be fucking. And you got to put that accountability on the female. If you don't think he's going to be a good man to you during your pregnancy, why are you fucking this man?
Well, see, that's the thing. Their emotion is so evolving, and they overlook a lot of these things. But it's more. I think it's more on the guy. Because yes, the girl could be on birth control and blah blah blah. But a lot of these guys is raw dogging and know that their
That's
pulled out game is weak.
that's true, but that's still a two person decision.
True. No. I agree with that. There is a two-person thing, but that woman could also get that abortion and save herself if she don't want it. The guy don't have that choice, so he should be more intended to make sure that it doesn't happen. He don't want one because she don't want one. She could make it disappear. He don't have that choice.
I mean, he has a choice; it's just not a
So
legal choice.
what? Beat it out of her?
I mean, hey, you can have a swift punch to the stomach, and you ain't got no kids no more. You can cook some breakfast with some Plan B in it. I mean, I can come up with some ideas.
I'm just saying that we should be more mindful because at nowadays it's like I believe that some of these guys just literally want to, you know, get a nut, so they just sticking it. They not holding their dick into being a prize.
You absolutely right. There are a lower caliber guy out there. Um, I agree with you 1,000%. on the and for that group, right? Uh, my dispute is going to come in where we start to talk about people's standards and recognizing red flags and things like that, and understanding the person you're dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
At a certain point, women control access to sex. Period.
Okay.
So, yes, a responsible guy should be mindful of what he's doing. If you don't want a kid, absolutely make sure you wrapping it up or have a plan or something like that. Um, but the gatekeeper always has the final decision on that.
True, but it's just more okay. So in this aspect, right? It's easy if a woman don't want a child, she don't have to have a child. She could take care of that. She literally could make that not happen. But if the guy don't want a child and he going rock, it's nothing he could do.
But and that's what that's why I gave you the converse argument. Where do we draw the line? Because if a guy wants a kid and the woman doesn't, there's nothing
Well,
he can do.
protection.
No, I'm saying he wants a kid. I'm not talking about the
Oh,
guys that don't want the kid. I'm talking about the guys
okay.
that
See,
want a kid.
in
The
that
argument is not
aspect,
fair if we throw it both ways.
right? But in that aspect, that you should only date a woman and have sex with a woman who want kids.
So why we can't tell the women that?
What to only date a
Only
guy
have
who
sex
want
with
kids?
only have sex with guys that want kids. But
Okay,
see,
no,
that's
no,
where that
no.
double standard come in, right?
Right. It okay. In life, it's always gonna be a double standard. Okay, that's period. It's always gonna be. But at the end of the day, if that woman want a child and that man don't want to give it to her, he could try to protect himself. And yes, do come to do break. So that does happen. But at the end of the day, he needs to be protect himself. Hold on. I'm trying to read. You know, I don't got on my eyes. Okay, yeah, see? Exactly.
I mean, I
Nisha
agree with
says
you. I agree with the right way to do it is to find somebody that has the same values, same mindset, same goals as you, and y'all come together and work something out. That's the right way to do it. But we live in it's a 2023. Let's be real about the way people are. That's not the way people are doing it. There are women that are having kids off of one night stands.
okay. So I think that's the wildest thing ever to have a child on a one night stand. And I'm not saying that it can't happen because anything in life is possible. But how is it that majority of them isn't using protection on one night stand? Like you literally don't even know this person.
Agreed. 1,000% agree. That's absolutely crazy that you raw dogging with a stranger.
So at that point, I believe if that guy don't want a kid and he had one that or her, it's their fault.
Agreed.
I don't need
1,000%.
to I don't need to tell the woman nothing because that was a dumb move by him. Look, I'm trying to make sure the men get out here and start winning. So I don't need to tell the women nothing. But I want these men get out here and win some.
Um, absolutely. I believe in the message of dick discipline.
In the who?
The message of dick discipline.
Dick discipline. Okay.
You should know Godfather used that.
Oh, I don't remember that.
All it means is be mindful of where you're sticking your dick. Treat your dick like it has some value. Treat your seed like it has some value. You're not just throwing it around all over town.
Okay. Well, I definitely do that. So
I'm saying
I know
you're
that
not
too.
catching everything that's being thrown at you. That's dick discipline.
Yeah, I'm not. Something that thrown at you is not always good.
Absolutely. That's why you got some dudes out here with ugly ass baby mamas. No shade to nobody. Um, you and I have been at the club at the end of the night, where the one girl didn't nobody want to mess with, get some play by some dude because he couldn't get nobody else.
Facts.
So it happens out there. I get it, but we got to be better than that.
Yeah, just go home empty-handed. Try again next week. You don't always got to take whatever.
Uh,
So we were having a conversation today, and we was talking about how once guys' status changes, they never go back to what they once had because now they had status, they could get the better girl, and only certain girls only gonna go for the guy who have status, and they threw out some examples. And I won't mention nobody's name because I won't be disrespectful. But it's one guy that has a baby mother that we know now he wouldn't even look that way. Like he literally wouldn't even turn his head towards that person because his status is so high.
um, I'm gonna be that guy tonight. Man, is that because his status so high? Because he got better standards now than he used to.
I'm gonna go with his status because he know that he could get higher ones, so he doesn't do it. He got money now. Before they had the money.
Um, honestly, that's kind of logical. I mean, you work with what you can get, and that's what you choose from. Uh, that's honestly that's probably a large driving force behind men trying to be successful and powerful. Because the more successful, powerful you are, the wider pool of women you can obtain. If I'm the ugliest nigga in Bankhead, excuse my language, you know what I mean. I ain't got no job. I live with my great grandma. I got one leg, unibrow. You know what I'm saying. I can't expect to get Bernice Burgos.
I'm not going to even say it. I'm not going to even say it. I'm going to put some
And
respect on the name.
I mean, but you know what I mean as attractiveness of a woman. You know what I mean. She's just always my example.
Right, I
Um,
know.
but not talking about the caliber of woman she is. Just speaking specifically on looks. Um, that's a logical thing. Um, we as men, that's why we compete and we conquer. That is our natural state.
That is true. That is true. And I think that when it comes to the guy and the status, I think the most important part is that I didn't mention was he go for a certain type of women because at some point you got to bring them out in public,
Very true.
and your woman represent you when she's out with you, or even if you big and famous, like if even she's out alone, like at something, she's representing you.
Facts.
So you come out with some foolishness, it make him look bad. Like yeah, it gonna make you look bad, but it gonna make him look worse because they pretty much, especially the guys in the higher group or status, be like, he really allowed this.
Facts. Um, the way your woman looks and the way she acts is very important. Especially while she with you. I tell them how to tell a story from my perspective. Um, so I was dealing with a female. You know who I'm talking about. Um, help her in the process of trying to help her move. Right.
Okay.
Hired some movers. In the midst of her the movers going to things, machine, she started getting patient, talk to me all kinds of crazy. And after the movers are done, she told me, one of the movers tried to holler at her, and from my perspective, the whole reason that happened is because you talked to me all kind of crazy in front of them. The way you talk to me makes it
So
look like
he
I can't control you or I'm not your man.
exactly.
So it's absolutely important. So and that's why ladies, especially when you're dealing with a high value dude, that respect level is highly important. If you can't respect me in public, I don't even really care what you say to me behind closed doors. We can do a lot of shit behind closed doors in the privacy of a house, but disrespect in public is a no no. Dead. Because at that point in public that's emasculating.
Facts.
And you don't want to know what has to be done to get my manhood back. I got to cut your ass off.
Yeah, because every time we see you, we already know who who got you by the balls.
Because if this was king and queen times, the queen disrespect the king in public. It's off of her head. Bring in the
Hey,
mistress.
you want to off with the head?
I'm talking about, but that's how serious it was to disrespect the king.
Right. So, man, I got things to talk for days. So now we could go ahead and get to the good part when I talk a little crazy. So, me as a man, okay? So, you know, I'm at a certain age, no kids, no baggage, and I'm looking at since I'm single, so I'm looking at women, right? And I'm thinking to myself as a man, and I'm thinking to myself, now I know why you single and you in this predicament. So when I come to this point, I have a question for you. Do you think it's a red flag if a woman look bad, like Bernice Burgo bad, but they let's just say 40 and they never been married and have no kids? Do you think that's a red flag?
Um, I won't call it a red flag. I call it a notable concern. Right? I can't.
Notable concern.
Yeah, a notable concern.
Okay.
Because there's always extenuating circumstances. Um,
Okay.
sometimes there's
And
some.
you know, hold on. And you know they've been in multiple relationships.
Uh,
Even let's just say you know that they've been in at least 3 relationships of 2+ years.
are we talking about who I think we're talking about?
Oh, I'm not talking about somebody's
Okay,
specific.
because something came up specific about somebody recently. Um, start,
Oh, you talking about
starts with A, ends in T.
no, it actually ended with I.
No, I mean it ends in T as in Ti.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Uh-uh.
Um,
Uh-uh.
there's a lot of factors. I can't all the way to be like, oh, there's something wrong with you because there's women that's gonna say there's something wrong with us for being as old as we are and not having no kids. You know what I mean? But the truth is, I
But
had dig
that's
discipline
not
my whole
true.
life. Agreed. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with us. But I've legit I just had dig discipline my whole life. Um,
But do they not know before you make that point? I just want to do one statement so I won't forget. But do they know that without age, most of that's when we have our higher status, so we are more dateable.
very true. Very true.
Okay, go ahead.
But
Okay,
but
go ahead.
I said to say I can't 100% say that's a red flag for a woman to be older, especially she's been in relationships before, right? Like
Okay.
I don't know where she's been, the type of dude she's been around, who she was beforehand. Like I can figure that out through a few conversations. You know what I mean? I really can have
Right.
one conversation and figure out, oh, I see why don't nobody want your ass. Um, but
So
you have to
let
kind
me
of
ask
have
you
those
a question.
conversations.
Okay, so I get that. So me just outside looking in, I'm listening to what you said. So you said that you don't know who they dated, correct?
Yeah.
But if you know that you keep dating guys that not taking you to the next level, why are you keep still picking the same person?
I agree. Um, I chalked it up to not knowing no better.
I'm sorry,
I,
at 40, you don't know any better?
40 is the new 20.
Huh. Okay. Okay.
I mean, people feel like I said. There's always extenuating circumstances. I can't make a judgment without having a conversation because for all
Okay.
I know, it's
Well,
extenuating
me
circumstances.
personally, I think it's a red flag.
I don't think there's enough examples of that for it to be a red flag.
What do you mean by
Like
examples?
if there was a frequent pattern that I can clearly call out and point out, and with results that I can call out, then I'd say it's a red flag. If it's a here and there that type of thing, I, it's
What do you mean here and there?
so if like out of 1,000 women, there's five like that. That's not a red flag. That's a notable concern, especially if all five of them prove to be really good women. You know what I mean? But if out of 1,000 women, 400 of them are like that, and out of those 400, 395 are terrible ass women, that's a red flag.
Okay, so that is a thing. So I think that you made a point. That is a red flag though, because you can look it up and know that a lot of ladies who over 40 who haven't been married, they still probably single now.
And a lot of them, you can talk to them and figure it out. It's the attitude.
So, but you said it's a concern.
But I mean, I've also can point you to a couple of women that are over 40 that have been married and it didn't work out. I can point you to a couple that
I'm sorry. No, no, no. I did. I never said about. I said never been married.
let me finish. I can point you to a couple that have simply been in long term relationships.
So it's not a. Okay. So say that last part again.
I agree. I agree with you. I agree with you. You shouldn't wait forever for to get married. I agree with you. I know where you about to go with that. I agree with you on that. But you can't help if somebody don't know no better about that.
So okay. So let me get this straight. Women mature faster than guys,
Uh huh.
but yet at the age of 40, they don't know.
You're,
I'm confused.
you're talking logic that they don't have. So I can't.
I see that's a problem with us. We are that's why they are not taking accountability because we don't call them out on their foolishness that they doing.
We doing it right now.
Yeah, but no, not you. You
Just
said
because
it's a
just
concern.
because I'm not
It's a
saying that,
red
just
flag.
because I'm and I will tell you specific on a case by case basis. I will specifically tell you what your problem is. That's
Okay,
just as
okay,
bad. But
right.
I'm not gonna say as a group that's a red flag to see that.
No, even okay. But when I say a red flag, don't mean that because you have a one red flag, you just call it off. You don't just call off because or stop talking to someone because they have one red flag. Because no one's perfect. But that is a red flag, and let
So
me tell you why.
okay, hold on. So you calling as we're kind of okay. So we got to think about it the same way. Um,
Okay.
you're talking about as in so say like if we're talking about a point system, that's just a ding against you. It doesn't mean you failed the test. You just lost the point, right?
Yeah.
I can respect that. Okay, in the scope of that, yes, it's a red flag. I agree with you.
Yes. And reason why I'm saying this is let's go with the number three. Let's just say you've been in three relationship of 2 years, at least 2 years. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
My question, and this is what I'm thinking as a single guy out here. So you've been in three relationship at a 2 year plus, and you never been married and no kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, maybe you don't want kids. Okay, cool. But even if they was like, because this is what they like to throw up. I've been engaged. I've been engaged though. Okay, that don't mean shit to me. Okay, it really doesn't. Cause this mother, if this effort could just ask you to marry him and had no purpose of marrying you at all. But my thing is, we know emotionally, these women want to have something for a lifetime.
I agree.
So you tell me that you keep going with these men and they're stringing you along and you didn't learn after the first or the second time? And you even had a third time?
In her defense, she ain't had no kids. I can give you a green flag for that.
No, okay, but at this point, she may not even wanted kids.
Very
So that's why I said
very small
that's why
percentage
I
of
gave
that.
her a pass.
Very small
I gave her a
percentage.
pass because some women doesn't want to spend the time or not be selfish. Because having kids, you gotta be selfless a lot.
Uh,
So some people don't want to be selfless and they want to be selfish. So yes, I get it.
I don't think that stops a lot of women.
Huh?
I don't think that stops very women at all.
I mean, no. I'm saying the ones that don't want kids, I think that's the main purpose of them not wanting them. Because they don't want to be selfless. They want to just be selfish. Cause it take a lot to raise kids.
It does,
I don't have women, but
but
I know.
that's why I give it a green flag. I think there's a higher percentage of women that would probably have a kid in an effort to get the man to actually marry them.
Which that's a dumb move, nonsense. That's a whole nother topic. That's a dumb
Agree,
move.
but I think that there's a higher percentage of women that would have a baby to keep a man than not have a baby because they don't want to be selfish.
Right. I just believe that out of you having 40 years on this earth, you made all these bad mistakes. You pick men that not taking you down the aisle. You should be an expert in getting red flags before it even happened. You should be a real pro at it.
Nobody's an
And
expert. Nobody will be an expert.
no.
You
You
learn.
should catch the flag and not have your emotion into it. You should be knowing.
Do you want that type of woman though? That's disconnected.
What? What? No. I mean disconnected as she see that flag and she won't overlook it because she already seen that before. So she's not gonna let that linger on again.
That's a very very thin line, right?
I mean, if I mean it's a thin line, but that's just me. I think it's a situation. It's like, for example, me. If at 40, well, guys actually mature later than that, so maybe 50. So if I know I want this whole marriage thing, and I'm not picking suitable donors or suitable wives, it's a red flag. And I maybe need to go get some help for that and get outside source to help me out.
So let me ask you a question.
That's me.
How many red flags? Like, what's your limit of red flags? Like when you're going that you meet somebody and you're talking to them, you get to know them. What is your limit of red flags to the point where like we're not going to work out?
It depends on how deep the red flag is. For example, I would never date a person who said they don't want kids. Like that's I'm not even up for discussion. It's not even up for discussion. But we're not going past the second date because I asked there on the first date.
Okay,
So that's not even going to go past the
okay.
second date.
Let's say they want kids.
Okay.
How much wiggle room they got left?
What do you mean?
Like what's your beyond to say they want kids?
Okay.
Black woman. They got a good head on their shoulder. They got good values. What
Okay.
are your red flags are going to make you be like, I can't deal with you?
Okay. Peace.
What do you mean peace?
If I don't have peace when I come home.
I mean, you don't know that until you live with them. So you got to get to that point. We're talking about way before that.
Okay, you mean
I'm
like
talking
at
about
the beginning?
at the beginning. You just getting to know this girl. Y'all have a conversation. You know she wants kids. Y'all have a good good vibe together. Y'all have similar values. I mean, she might even believe in what Kevin Samuel says. You know what I mean? Like,
Okay.
What are the red flags that at that point? What are the red flags would turn you off and be like, I'm good?
Okay. So if we're talking about red flags, okay. So you try to say how many red flags would it take me to say no when she have all of that?
How many and what red flags were they that did
Okay.
that?
So at this point, since I know no one's perfect, right?
Mm-hmm.
No one's perfect. So I gotta say that I might do it as a Major League Baseball plate. I'm sorry, you're not a sports guy. 3 strikes you out.
Negro, everybody know that. You could have said that way less complicated.
Okay.
That ain't no
3 strikes
major
you
league
out.
baseball play. Come on now.
three
I thought you
strikes you
talking about a
out.
triple double or some shit.
No. 3 strikes you out. But that's more as depending on the. See, I could say that it's 3 strikes because most of the flag that you talking about that's going to stop me is going to be a smaller flag. Like for example, maybe their house isn't as clean as I would want it, which means that they don't like to clean.
Mm-hmm.
That's a small red flag because a reason why it's small because it's not like they house is disgusting. It's just not as clean as I want to, and we could pay a maid to get that done.
Mm-hmm.
So that could be that's a small one.
Okay.
Or let me see, top of my head. You said they agree with Kevin?
Yeah.
Ooh, that take a lot off though.
Like
So I could.
they straight FBI.
Hmm?
They're straight FBI.
Oh, okay. So another flag is if I gotta say if I have to be mindful that you're gonna keep searching my phone because you think I'm doing something because you insecure. That's a red flag to me.
Okay. You got to get to that point too, but I'll take it.
What do you mean?
I mean, you got to get to the point. Get like no girls on the first date gonna be worried about what's in your phone.
But that's not what you said.
I'm talking
That's
about
not what you said.
early on. Like first, y'all haven't even had your third date yet. Early.
Okay, so if you say the third date, right?
Uh-huh.
I can't. If it's just the third date, just because they said something, don't mean that. Because action without, words without action means nothing.
I mean that.
So just because they said they agree with Kevin don't mean anything. So that means a lot of things gonna be a red flag because I gotta see it in action. It's just the third date.
So on that note, I didn't cut us off, but we still going. On that note, so if that's the case, so if she says something you don't like, can you really call it a red flag? Because she might, it might not be, like you said, actions speak louder than words. She could be like, I can't stand Kevin Samuels, but she all about she cooking meals, she rub your feet and all that good stuff. Right. So would you give her a chance to prove it even though she said something you didn't like?
Yeah, but that's one. Yeah, but that's a see, that's why I said actions. So mine is more about action. That's why when I would answer about the how, that's something I could see. I rarely ever said by what someone says unless someone say kids. Like they say no kids, then yeah, that's different. They can't prove. The only way they're gonna prove that to me is they have a kid. But why would I even get that far? Because most likely, if you say you don't want kids, like you're gonna have more actions before that already gonna throw me out. Because as soon as I hear no kid, I'm already the smallest thing gonna get to me. So I don't even think we will even get that far.
But I mean, I get that specifically, but like others, there's plenty of stuff where they can be like like posting social media, like you told me you don't like girl that's too active on social media, right?
Yeah, thanks.
And that's why I've told you like that's something that can very much change in the scope of a relationship. You can meet some girl that's while she's single, she's taking pictures everywhere she go, and then which mind you that happens a lot. There's plenty of women they go straight fucking ghost once they get a good man. I can go down the list. So is that really a red flag? When that seems to be the trend, the woman they get a guy they like, they off social media completely. Like you may not see nothing from them until they start talking about they either pregnant or they married.
Okay, so in that case, that could also be another thing because they said social media is very addictive. So that may not change. That's up to discussion. So that means that if that's a thing, she gotta be that much better in everything else for me to overlook it. For me to give her a chance.
But you would show so going forward, because it happened in the past. Going forward, you will give them a chance even though they're on social media, right?
I would give them a chance.
Okay, so I got it on camera now.
I would give them a chance. But I'm telling you right now, if they do that, if they start taking a whole bunch of pictures on the first date, it won't be a second.
You got to give them more than the first date.
I don't.
You think especially, I do. Especially because you don't like talking on the phone.
Okay, so if I don't, okay, thank you. You made a point for me. So if I don't like talking on the phone, right, and we in person, and we flowing, why are you on your phone the whole time?
Well, let's say she's not on the phone. Let's say before you got to go to the bathroom. She's taking some pictures, or she takes some pictures of the restaurant on the way out the door. You cool with that?
That's fine. I said the whole time. I said take a lot of pictures.
Okay. That's acceptable. I'm just trying to gauge where you at.
Right. It's all a number game. So, for example, let's just say this: if she take a picture of the food, I don't care if I'm there or going to the restroom. That's fine, wherever. If she take a picture of us on the first date together, that's fine. If she take a picture of us leave or the sign when we leaving, blah blah blah, that's fine. And you can post it. But if I see you posting it and people replying back to you and your phone lit up and you replying back to them, that's a problem.
So have you actually seen that?
With me or with another person?
With you.
Heard about
with you.
With me, no.
'Cause
But have I heard about that? Yes.
So
But
now I gotta ask you a question.
oh no, that's a lie. It did happen once. It did happen once. They post something and will reply back. It did.
So now I gotta ask because there was a chick you disqualified because you looked at her IG profile and you felt like she took a lot of pictures. You didn't get her no chance after that.
Right. Thanks.
So is that
Right,
not
thanks.
something that would happen again?
I would change it.
I just want you to know because we got all this on camera now.
Yeah, I hear you.
All right.
I hear you. See, unlike our counterparts, I know how to be accountable, and I know how to flow with the way that things is going.
I mean,
So,
I thought
yes,
you
I
already
did.
knew, but you're just not getting to it. So I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt today.
Hey, I'm gaining more wisdom by the day.
But episode 43, we got a lot of things on camera. And I'm gonna call this episode back up if you kind of dispute anything anywhere. Just want you to know.
Absolutely. And in closing, I want to say that nowadays it takes a lot to stay devoted to one person. So when you do get that person, don't let one simple thing break you up. Focus on prize and know that everything could work out. Always
I was green
because
on the other side.
everything won't always be like you think it, huh?
I'll say the grass is not always greener on the other side.
Everything will always exactly. It's not. So just know that nothing worth having is worth it without a fight. I don't know the whole saying, but you get what I'm talking about. So just remember that sometimes you gotta fight for what you want. So thank y'all so much for tuning in with Lambo and Ray. Hopefully the girl will be on the next episode. We'll see y'all next week.
Night, y'all.